Welcome, race fans, to the 2021 FIA Manufacturers Championship here at Blue Moon Speedway. Tonight, we are in the Group 3 GT race cars, ready to provide you plenty of action. But before we get started, if you could be so kind as to please remove your ball cap and bow your head for a moment of silence, we'd appreciate it.
Dear Lord, baby Jesus, or as our brothers to the south call you, Jesus, we thank you so much for this bountiful harvest of Domino's, KFC, and the always delicious Taco Bell. I just want to take time to say thank you for my family.
Outstanding. Thank you, Reverend Ricky Bobby. We are now live with qualifying with Geauxgreddy. I exit the pit there, folks, and there was no one with me. So I exited, went back into the pits and re-entered the pits and quickly realized, well, guess what? Again, all by myself. Quickly and deftly, I exit. Try and time it perfectly. Re-enter the race. Looking up at the mini-map, looks like I've got some good, solid suck coming around the corner. So fingers crossed, coming out of the pits here. I'm pushing the gas pedal as hard as you can, folks. Any harder, it's going to go through the floor. Come around the corner, and there's a Jaguar. Yes. Very good top-end car. Nicks the wall a little bit there, but I'm excited because I know the Jag's got good top-end speed. So I know he's going to be pulling hard down this straight. So I throw the old Merc here, try and put her in the slipstream, get that tug that I need to try and pull me from P20 here up to somewhere in the grid other than last place, which would be phenomenal. Come around the last corner here. Now I'm definitely going to be in a slip. I can tell right here. He gets a little bit of the wall. It's going to slow him down just enough for me to get into that slipstream. Cross the start-finish line. It is time for the lap to start. Get on the brakes here at the 100 board. Try and roll those brakes into the corner. Let off them. Oh, a little bit too slow through the apex, but not terrible. But then my Jaguar smokes the wall, loses all his momentum. So I got to grab every little bit of slipstream I can and keep going on. Going to help him out now. Give him a little bit of suck down the straight here. Heading towards corner number 4. Releasing there and turning in right before that. The black box up there on the fence. Coming down the straight. Not looking like the best time I've ever put down. A 43.226. That moves me up to P9, but I know I can do much better, so I exit, enter back again. I'm in no man's land. This Merc was running pretty slow, so I exit again, enter again, look in my rearview mirror, and I see something that I like from my practice session. Behind me is coming another Mercedes-Benz, driven by none other than Supreme New York. We had just raced shortly before this, and we had a pretty nice, cordial little slipstream assistance action going on in a practice lobby. Totally uncoordinated. I just happened to find him here on the track, and I said, let's do this, baby. Lock onto the rear end and let Greddy tug you to success. So again, I put the pedal down, really get a nice exit there, but just about an inch too far outside. Just nicked the wall. I was purple there. Had I not nicked the wall, I think I could have carried that purple all the way down this back straight with the kink in it right here on this one curve, but pretty much a straight because you don't lift. Release the brake here. Turn in just a hair too early, trying to get back on the gas. Wanted to hold that mid-mile per hour at the apex a little bit higher, but this is not going to be a bad lap. This one's going to be okay, and I'm getting some help from Supreme New York. As I cross the line, I go up to P5 with a sub 43 second. Move Supreme New York all the way up into second, and he liked that a lot. I may have found a friend.
Really hate to tell you this, but the AC's not working. It's like a fucking oven in here. I got extremely hot air burning in my helmet. There's no fucking way I'm driving 600 miles like this.
Tape tore off here so we can tape this son of a bitch together.
To put that to my helmet, or you want me to leave it on?
Talk to me, Mikey. Tell me what he needs to do there. Tell him what he needs to do.
What the fuck? Why did you guys tell me what the fuck is going on?
Qualifications are over. It is now time for the race to get started. Special guest.
Let's go racing, boys!
That's what I'm talking about. Let's get the race started. I always loved this track. I always loved the excitement of this race. I've always just been absolutely wretched here. I've never really had a very good result in the FIA, or I think I've only raced one FIA race here, but that one time was pretty terrible. So hoping for some better results, which is why I started on the racing medium tires. You may notice that. Let's go right into strategy here on turn one. Stay with the lead group. That is key number one to a good race here at Blue Moon Bay, is you got to stay with the front contenders. If you don't, it's gonna be a long day on the oval track. So I started the racing mediums for what reason? None other than to stay with the lead pack. I had trouble out of turn one in this Merc staying with faster cars that were in the slip of other faster cars. So when I would accelerate out of this corner, I was having a little trouble staying with them. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get rid of that altogether by just throwing the racing hards to the side, throw on the racing mediums. They'll go 12, 13, 14 if I need them to, 15 laps if I absolutely needed to. And then I'll switch to the hards, and you know what? I hope by then I put enough gap on the back part of the field that we can make it happen. So a little bumper drafting going on here. Wasn't too worried about it. I watched some earlier races. A lot of bumper drafting was going on. There were no penalties, no SR downs unless you really smoked someone from behind. So I figured, hey, let's bumper draft. Now I'm kind of hung out to dry here. The train goes by on the inside. I got the Quaker State car to my right there, and coming around the corner, and I'm trying not to put him into the wall. I give him some room as to not just completely destroy him. Let him back in line here. I just want to work with the group. Stay, again, out front. And we've already put what looks like to be a pretty nice gap on the trailing group. Switching a few positions here and there. You could be number one right now. You could be number two, number three. Heck, you could be at the Quaker State car and P number 6 back there. Right this moment, it doesn't matter as long as all of us work together to stay in that slipstream and keep pulling forward. Now in the practice lobby, old Georgie up there in P1, he had a propensity to really want to push up front and get out front and try and gap the field early in that Aston really fast in the beginning of the race, but not so great on his tires. So the tires are going to start to run out here near the end of his medium tire stint, and gives the opportunity for the rest of us to catch him. So, but I knew that because I'd run quite a few practice races here. And old GJT 2222 was in there, so I knew his MO, so I knew what he was going to try and do here. And I would have slipstreamed with him, but I'm not driving all the way over to the left side of the track and doing all that nonsense. I'm just gonna stay over here to the right. So anyway, so let's move on here a little bit further up in the race for what turns out to be a pretty definitive moment in the race. So as we come down this straight, look in the rearview mirror, you can see things are getting pretty lively back there as elbows are getting out a little bit, coming down the straight into turn one. WRX flies off to the side, hits the wall there, comes back on, hits the Quaker State car. Quaker State car hits the white car next to it. I believe that was a vet. But let's go back and have a closer look at that. So let's go have a look, see at the cinematic camera here as they come around the corner. It looks like the Viper got into the back of the WRX and it just kind of can't control itself after it hits the wall. But here it looks like maybe a little bit of lag, or the Viper just didn't brake in time and he absolutely destroys the WRX, who just really doesn't have much choice after he hits the wall. Comes back up. That puts a nice 5/10 of a gap there. As you can see, the delta between me and I drive too slow, which is good for us. We got to put our head down and try to make the most of this as we head through the rest of this lap. So transition forward to right before the penalty zone here. You can see everyone, all the lead cars serving those penalties, which turns that gap to 1.3, 1.4 seconds. Really good opportunity here for myself, Supreme New York, and GTJ to get a podium as the three of us all by ourselves out front. Now this is where you got to learn to kind of read other drivers. Supreme New York moves over to the left here out of the slipstream as if to say, hey, I need you to take the lead. I don't feel like I'm able to keep up with the ass, and so I do it. As we come through this corner here, I jump down get in front of Supreme New York and hang on to the bumper of GTJ. I cannot say those initials. Looking down at my tires, they look terrible. It is time for pit stop.
This is the bottom line. If we don't get that car back on the track, our sponsors are going to shit a chicken. Now, is there anyone out there who wants to go fast? Anybody?
I want to go fast.
Yes, indeed. Got to put the head down. Come out of the pits here. I must put in a fast lap time. I want to drive fast right here. This is my opportunity to possibly put a gap on Supreme New York and GJT. Maybe get out of that slipstream. Maybe be able to just take it the rest of the way on these hard tires. Not likely, but there is a chance. But I need the slipstream of the car in front of me. I need that WRX. So I try and take that corner as good as possible. Not the greatest corner. I'm on the hard tires. He goes into the pits. I'm like, no, I needed you there. I need you there. If I'd had him down the rest of this straight, I think I might have been able to pull a little bit longer of a slip. As you can see, Supreme New York coming out behind me. Then now Georgie GTJ, he comes out way back in the traffic there, and that's really going to hold him up. So his pit stop hurting him. So a little bit later, not much longer, right there in the next lap, lap number 14. Here comes Supreme New York. Now, I know he's on the medium tires. I do not fight this at all. So I want him to feel nice and comfortable here. And just going to let him go by. I'm not going to do anything crazy in this corner. I'm going to stay on his rear end. As you can see here, lap 20, bump draft. Lap 21, bump draft. Lap 23, bump draft. Bump drafting all the way through lap 24. I want to let him know I'm not doing anything stupid. We got 2.4 seconds to the group behind us. I'm on hard tires. I don't want to be stuck out here all by my lonesome self. He's on the mediums. I'm hoping he'll wear him out here before the last lap, and then maybe I can possibly make a move. We're in the same car. We have the exact same strengths. The problem is he is on a softer tire. Maybe a bad strategy to start on the medium tire, but you know what? I'm in second place right now, so I can't look back at that and think anything other than, hey, I've got an opportunity to take first place. So here it is, last lap. I need to make the pass here. I want to get in front of him before the last turn and make him stick it on the last corner, make him get around me somehow. And I don't have that inside line, and I'm giving him space. I don't want to cause a penalty or anything crazy here on the last lap, but he's got that inside line, so he's able to pull out a little bit of the lead as we head into the last corner. Now I've got the outside momentum, and I get on the brakes just a hair too hard, but that's okay. I'm going to try and get the undercut here through the slipstream. I'm coming in. I'm really accelerating on him. I'm going to see if I can't make something happen before the finish line. We come down the finish line, and it's 0.04 of a second to first place. So I take P2. Hey, Team Mark, super happy. We did well. Good job there by Supreme New York. That was an exciting race. I had a lot of fun in that race, and took home second place with some decent points and some much needed DR. So hope you enjoyed the race. If you did, hit that like and or subscribe. Come back and check out more of the action. Until then, this is Geauxgreddy. Y'all have a great evening. DJcLean, take us out of here.